right, just got her back from getting PPF'd, so it's nice and protected. Protect your investments, you guys. Really important. So we're gonna be replacing it with this OEM little spoiler. You know what you're thinking? It's like, oh, why would you put a spoiler like that on a Corolla? The Corolla's slow, it's gonna downforce, it doesn't make sense. Okay, I like it, all right? I think it's gonna look cool. That's all that matters. Obviously, it's for aesthetics, but just putting that out there, all right? Don't be a hater. So I'm not sure if this is bolted in, so what we're gonna do is open the trunk, and then we're gonna take these out right now so I can kind of get access to see what is potentially, you know what, it might be bolted in somehow. So just gotta check. You don't want to just like try to rip it off without checking. So let's start with that. All right, so I'm using this to kind of pry it out. So the little fasteners look like this. So if you pry it out, you're not gonna really break them. Just do it slowly. That's all my recommendation, but shouldn't have to worry about broken clips if that's, at least that's what I was worried about. But yeah, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, then take this off, see what's under. And just like that, it is removed. So it does look like it is bolted in. We got one right here, one right here, and then we have these little, let me see if I, those, looks like there's about 3 of these type of like fasteners, I should say, but it doesn't look like those can be removed. So they might have to be removed when you actually lift it up from this side. So I'm gonna work on seeing what size these two are. I'll let you know in a second. So access wise, this is pretty easy to get to. You can fit your hand through to just use a regular wrench. You can also get a ratchet and a socket and extension. It is going to be a 10 mil for both of these two. So I'm going to loosen those up, take them off. All right, after those are off, it looks like this actually pops off not too. I can't really see if there's like glue in there or something. Oh yeah, it does look like there's some glue at the other side. So I might just get you can get like fishing, yeah, you can see it right there. Or you can just get some fishing wire, or you can just try to pry it up. Paint wise, you just be aware, you know, try not to mess up your paint. But I'm gonna go see what I can use to break this free. So 1 second. All right, so it is off. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna put this to the side. Looks like the tape is on the side closest to the window, so it's only one strip, and it actually doesn't, comes off not too bad, so it shouldn't take too long to remove. But I couldn't find any fishing wire, so basically what I did was I used this right here, and then kind of under the spoiler I was pushing it in different spots, like different intervals, just so that I can take it off. I can just pop it off easily. So I put these pieces of tape as well before I removed it to kind of give me a gauge of where it sat before, so it's centered. I'm not sure if the new one is going to have the same length, but just in case. So I'm going to work on removing this and then cleaning this up. You will have some open holes. I'm going to talk about that later when you put the new spoiler on, so just a heads up. But let me work on this, cleaning this up, and then I'll be right back. All right, so here's the mock-up. Looks like it does go to the very end. So this tape is not going to be necessary. You don't have to worry about that when you're doing it. But one thing I will say, so the underside, as you probably saw, as you know, on the stock one, you have to bolt it in. So unfortunately with this, on the bottom, there's nothing to actually bolt on, so it is going to be held by double-sided tape. So with that being said, make sure if you do this, you are aware of that. If it goes flying off on the highway, it's on you. Any damages, I mean, that's the risk you're gonna take with this kind of stuff. So I would highly recommend getting the auto strength version of the 3M tape, and then just putting a ton of it, because that's exactly what I'm gonna do, just so it's sturdy and it's relatively safe and it's not gonna go flying off. I mean, this car's not gonna be going over max 70, 80 miles an hour, for me at least. So I'm not too worried, but just something to be aware of. It is a good disclaimer to have and to know before you make the decision of swapping it out. So with that being said, I'm going to kind of clean a little bit more up here before I start adding the double-sided tape. So these holes are actually going to just be exposed. So if you want like to put some grommets on there, you can, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put some double-sided tape over them to kind of keep it somewhat watertight. And you'll see that in a second. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. Just put a little bit over and then kind of just press into it just so that it covers the hole itself. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the wing back on and then kind of put some tape guidelines so that I can put the double-sided tape on here rather than on the wing itself, just because I don't want to put the tape on the wing and then it kind of like stacks on top of these pieces, and it's not flush. So that's going to be my little plan of attack, and we'll be right back. Bam. So just like that, you kind of just want to follow the line. This is just to hold it, so when I take it off now, I'm going to see exactly where I can put all the double-sided tape, and it's kind of like my border. So I don't want to go over, don't want to go too under, so that it sits pretty flush. So now, next is just putting down the tape and sticking it on. All right, so this is kind of how I did it. You're gonna take off this other side of the double adhesive tape to expose the sticky part. I just did kind of some in the middle, definitely a lot on the borders, almost the whole entire border. Try to stay within like say a 1/4 inch. These are kind of tight, but close together, but you know, something like that. These are the ones that are covering the holes, so those are good. There's some layers of protection for water, so it doesn't seep through too much and hit these. So that's kind of how I did it. I'm gonna take off this red pieces here and then just lay down the wing, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it looks good and it stays good. And before you do that, you kind of just want to press down on all of this so that it's really tightly sealed and bonded with the other surface. That's why you use alcohol, just so that it's a clean surface. If it's dirty, it's not going to bond as well. You can also use some type of like 3M tape adhesive promoter, but I did not buy any of that. This is the whole entire roll that I bought, and that was more than enough. So if you guys are going to get that type of roll, just get this, and you should be good. So go ahead and work on this, and you will see the final result pretty soon. And that is pretty much it. Here's how we're looking. Looks pretty crazy. I like it. Yeah, not for everyone, definitely not, but this thing is not going anywhere. Looks pretty sturdy. It is pretty sturdy. Like, I was trying to adjust it honestly earlier and I could not even lift it, so I'm just leaving it at that. Once this tape starts to wear out, I'm going to replace the tape again, maybe way down the future, but I'm happy with how it looks now and how it feels in terms of its sturdiness. So yeah, let me know what you think and have a great day. All right, take care guys. Bye.